Welcome back, focused learners. Today, we are tackling a classic bureaucratic maze and turning it into a straightforward digital freeway. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by State Department websites, trust me, you're in the right place. In this explainer, our goal is to completely demystify the Arizona Department of Transportation's digital MVD system and show you exactly how to pull your own driving record. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our clear, step-by-step roadmap for today's journey. We'll start with a quick introduction to driving records here in Arizona, talk about how to prepare, and walk through the exact step-by-step process. Then we'll figure out how to actually read the details on your record, hit some troubleshooting and FAQs, and wrap up with some crucial tips and insights. So, Part 1, Introduction to Driving Records in Arizona. Look, the days of taking a half day off work just to sit in a crowded motor vehicle division office, those are officially over. The digital AZ MVD Now portal has absolutely revolutionized that frustrating in-person experience, bringing all that power right to your fingertips. Unlocking the secrets to accessing your driving record can be a game changer. Whether you're applying for a job, an insurance discount, or just curious about your driving history. Stick with us, and you'll be an expert by the end of this explainer. The stakes are honestly pretty high when it comes to your driving data, and taking control of it is an incredible tool. You know, right now, over 2/3 of all MVD transactions are processed entirely online. But why exactly do you need this specific document? Well, pulling your MVR, that's a motor vehicle record, is literally one of the most crucial tools you have for personal risk management. Whether a potential employer is doing a background check, your insurance carrier is calculating your premiums, or you simply want to make sure an old speeding ticket has finally dropped off your profile, this document holds all the answers. So the crucial point here is understanding exactly what we're requesting. Bureaucratic jargon can be incredibly confusing, right? Administrative policy requires a strict distinction. A standard vehicle record just tells you the title and registration history of a specific car. What we want is the driver license MVR. This is the comprehensive log tied to you as an individual. It covers your active credentials, your compliance, and your entire driving history. Moving right along to Section 2. Preparing to access your driving record. I really want to take you by the hand here so you know exactly what should be sitting right there on your desk before you even think about clicking a single button. Now, the AZ MVD Now system is highly secure, which is great, but it means it can feel just a little bit clunky if you aren't prepared. To create your authenticated account, your master key is your active Arizona credential. We're talking your physical driver license or ID card. You cannot set this up without it. You're also going to need a valid email, a mobile phone handy to receive text message security codes, your full name, date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your social security number. Having all this ready makes the setup an absolute breeze. And let's talk cost, because nobody likes hidden fees. The state-mandated fee for a standard uncertified 39-month record is just $3. That's it. If you happen to need a fully certified 5-year record, it's $5. There are 0 hidden administrative fees and absolutely no surprising subscription traps. It's just a direct, flat fee paid straight to the Arizona Department of Transportation. All right, Section 3, the step-by-step process. Let's move to the main event and see how this all builds. We've got our documents, we know the cost, so let's walk through the exact website clicks required to secure this document. Here's your high-level overview. Historically, Arizonans used ServiceArizona.com for, well, everything. Today, while Service Arizona still exists, it basically just acts as a router that redirects you to your secure AZ MVD Now account for complex requests. So save yourself a step and go straight to azmvdnow.gov. You'll sign in, navigate to your license tab, select the request, and check out. It really is that systematic. Now, what's really interesting here is exactly where to look once your profile is authenticated. On your personal digital dashboard, just hover over the driver license and ID tab to expand the menu, and simply click the link that says Driver License Record Request. Once you're on the request page, a drop-down menu is going to pop up. For 99% of use cases, you're going to want to select the 39-month uncertified MVR. You might be wondering, why 39 months? Well, it's the absolute industry standard. It's specially designed because insurance carriers calculate your premiums based on a 3-year risk profile. So this specific time frame gives them exactly what they need, plus a nice little 3-month buffer. After you make that selection, the system instantly generates your fee. Again, just $3. You simply click that blue Add to Cart button. The secure payment gateway accepts all major credit cards and even direct bank debits. Once your payment clears, Finalizing that state-mandated fee, the document generates immediately. Which brings us to the reward phase of our journey. Section 4. Understanding the details on your record. You have the document, you paid your $3, but let's be honest, reading government formatting can kind of feel like deciphering an ancient language. Let's break it down together. And this brilliantly illustrates what a real record looks like. Right at the top of a standard Arizona MVR, you'll immediately see your license class, expiration date, and physical descriptors. But scan down to the middle and bottom sections. That is where the vital compliance data lives. You'll see codes for any revocations, points you've accumulated, driving under the influence charges, and if it applies to you, your commercial driver license medical certificate status. The whole thing is chronologically logged right there. Now, here is a crucial pro tip that'll save you a massive headache down the line. Always download the official high-resolution PDF provided at the end of your checkout. Please don't just take a screenshot on your phone. Screenshots inherently alter the layout and spacing. Employers, courts, and insurance companies absolutely require the proper validation formatting, and that is only preserved in that original PDF export. Okay, Section 5. Troubleshooting and FAQs. We all know tech issues happen, especially with government websites. So let's tackle some of the most common MVD pitfalls head-on so you don't get stuck. First up is the website blocking your sign-in before you even get started. If you're getting an error message right off the bat, go check your browser settings. The AZ MVD Now portal strictly requires both JavaScript and cookies to be enabled so it can track your authenticated session. Furthermore, if you're trying to use that newer mobile ID verification option, you absolutely must be running an up-to-date browser or the system will simply reject the connection for security reasons. Here's a really big one for anyone relocating out of state. If your new state asks you for a clearance letter from Arizona, don't panic when you can't find that option online. Arizona recently implemented a pretty major administrative policy change. They no longer issue clearance letters to individuals at all. Instead, your new state's licensing jurisdiction has to request that data directly from the Arizona MVD themselves. Now, if for some reason you absolutely cannot use the digital portal, you can request this by mail. But wow, is it a hassle? You'd have to print out Form 46-4416, write a physical check, and worst of all, you have to overcome the massive hurdle of getting your signature physically notarized to prevent unauthorized data exposure. The digital AZ MVD Now route completely bypasses the notary because your identity is authenticated electronically right from the junk. And finally, Section 6, additional tips and insights. Let's talk about why maintaining this record actually matters for your daily life, your livelihood, and most importantly, your wallet. Here's the staggering reality. Data is money. According to industry data, just a single speeding ticket can increase your car insurance premiums by an average of 30% here in Arizona. 30%! That is exactly why regular monitoring of your MVR is absolutely essential. It lets you know exactly when those old violations finally drop off your 3 to 5 year risk profile. And when they do, that is your signal to immediately compare insurance quotes and potentially save yourself hundreds of dollars a year. Which leaves us with one final provocative question. What hidden details are currently impacting your driving record without you even knowing it? Taking $3 and 10 minutes of your day to find out is a fantastic investment in your peace of mind. Before we wrap things up, a quick mandatory note. This explainer is intended for informational purposes only. For the most current information and official guidelines, always refer to the Arizona Department of Transportation or consult with a legal expert if you have specific questions regarding your driving record. Thank you so much for joining me today and keep on learning.